Why are you bored watching football, and what does that say about your brain? Have you ever noticed how everyone around you is going crazy over football, yet you couldn't care less? You're standing next to a crowd screaming goal, and in your head, you're thinking, so what now? Why should I be happy that someone kicked the ball? If that's you, you're not weird. You just see the game differently. And yes, psychology does explain why you're bored watching football. Most people thrive on the emotions of others. When a player scores, they feel elation, as if they'd done it themselves. But your brain is wired differently. It doesn't get a thrill from other people's victories. You get dopamine not from the spectacle, but from moving forward, your own movement. When you learn, build, create, you feel what others experience at the stadium. Psychologists call this a low dependence on external recognition. Simply put, you don't need anyone to say, well done. You know it yourself. Such people are thinker observers. They're not against football. They simply don't care. They don't need a collective squeal to feel laugh. And when someone asks, how can you not watch the championship? The thinker replies, why? I'm more interested in observing real stories, my own. There are others. They were once fans. They knew the lineups of every team, argued, shouted, and looked forward to every match. But one day, something clicked. They saw that the game is a business. A huge stage where emotions are sold like tickets. And suddenly, it became empty. You look at the millionaire players. And then at yourself, and you think, what have I gotten out of all these years? Psychologists call this existential fatigue. When the brain can no longer pretend it's important. You stop looking for meaning where there isn't any. And that's not snobbery. That's growing up. And some have simply redirected their interests. They don't care about football, not because it's boring, but because it's too monotonous. Goal, pass, offside, repeated 100 times. And that's it. Meanwhile, somewhere a new movie, game, music album, new car design, a new world is coming out. And that's where their brain wants to go. Psychologists say such people have a diversified source of pleasure. They need the thrill of the new, of learning, of meaning. And if they don't feel that, they're not interested. So when friends argue about who's stronger, Messi or Ronaldo, they're building a PC, editing a video, or studying a new topic. For them, the game isn't where the ball is. It's in their heads. And finally, they're honest realists. They don't pretend football is anything more. They say it bluntly. Why should I watch millionaires run around the field? While I sit and think about how I'll make it until payday. For them, football isn't a celebration, but a mirror. A reflection of others' successes, in which they have no place. This isn't envy. This is honesty. A psychological defense against the pain of comparison. They simply don't want to feel inferior. And they're understandable. So yes, there are 4 types of people who don't watch football. 1. Seekers, they seek meaning within themselves, not in others' victories. 2. Disillusioned, they've realized that this is a show, not life. 3. Redirected, they've found other sources of excitement. 4. Realists are simply honest and don't hide behind other people's emotions. Do you know what they all have in common? They don't live by someone else's story. They don't seek meaning in someone else's success. They don't freeze in front of the screen, because they live in their own field, where every day is their match. And if you're one of them, don't think you're weird. You're simply a person who has learned to enjoy life, not just the spectacle. So maybe you don't watch football because you're bored, but because you have your own game. And you write the rules yourself. Write in the comments what kind of person you are. If this resonates with you, subscribe. Here we don't just observe life. We explore why we feel the way we do. Every day brings a new psychology, new discoveries, new meaning.